Alright, so in this position, black plays bishop e7. The simple idea of this move is to prophylactically protect the e4 square, because the bishop, which moves diagonally, if it's not here, the e4 square is way more vulnerable, because the bishop can go to d3, right? And this bishop, which moves diagonally, almost all bishops move diagonally, and it controls the e4 square and stops any hope of knight entrance on the e4 square. Given that black will also defend it with bishop moves like bishop f5 in the future when that position arises, and gives himself some chance of space or counterplay. So bishop e7 unpins his knight. This bishop was targeting, right, x-raying this queen. So if this knight move, he'd take his queen, and queen is the most valuable piece in the game besides the king. And then he'd lose his queen, and he'd lose 9 points worth of material, or 6 because he'd take back and trade with the bishop. It's either way, it's a horrible trade, and he's losing the game after that. So what black does is actually bishop e7, control the e4 square. Now this knight has more influence over the e4 square, and it's ruling it more objectively with focus. His knight doesn't have to be distracted because of a pin that this bishop has on. Now this bishop is guarding it and aligning the queen with the bishop, and now they're all protected and coordinated, and the knight is well defended, well guarded, well cemented, well placed, and well protected, and the bishop is barricaded in front of the queen, acting as a barrier to shield the knight to shield the queen from any potential movement of the knight. So if the knight moves, for example, there's a bishop here barricading the queen. So honestly, e4 square is more guarded that way because there's no interruptions pinned along the diagonal. And so after bishop e7, white can play a number of different moves. Bishop e2, bishop d3, but for now we're only going to study this part. So let's say okay, this e4 square is greatly locked, and you know what they say that equates to in philosophy? This stops the enemy from getting in the center, or stops a stranger danger enemy from interfering with your plans, what you set up, what you create. And you prevent him from you prevent him from executing his plans proficiently. So you prevent him from executing his plans proficiently. You see his main plan, and then you stop it. Sorry, that's what I was trying to get at. You see his main plan, you stop it, and you give him the middle finger. And basically, you say, hell no, you're not gonna do this. I'm gonna stop you. And honestly, this was very insightful. This is a very insightful analogy, and it's something I thought of myself. So this e4 square, right? It's exactly the way I was expecting. It's basically no longer poisoned if the knight moves. So this bishop is protecting, barricading the queen, and so if the knight moves to, say, e5 after whatever white does, I don't know what white did in the game because I didn't replay through the rest of the moves. I just stopped at this part. So let's say he played let's just say he plays d3. e2 is less likely. That's more likely to result in knight e4. You know, then he gain space control after trades in the center. This pawn will be in the center and taking up crucial central squares, and this bishop takes this bishop and he develops his queen, and easy development for him. So let's not let that happen too easy for black. So most likely you're gonna get bishop takes e7. You know why? Because if I went bishop d3 on the previous move, this bishop would have been hanging. He would have just used his bishop right here to grab my bishop over here, because his bishop would have been right here, and I would just hang a piece. So now, after the sequences of moves, he takes back with his queen, I'm assuming. And then I'd assume he's not coordinating his army very well, positioning, maneuvering. So basically this is like a fighter in a boxing match. You know, their opponent is putting a lot of pressure. They're dodging. So the boxer steps back, adapts his approach, adjusts, uses his wit, and takes a deep breath, a quick, slow, deep breath, visualizes the sequence he's about to do next, and immediately executes. So this is mastermind thinking. This is ultra genius max thinking. And thank you for staying in touch. And we've come a long way. My rational thinking has really improved, and I'm getting better. And focusing more on like connecting chess to kind of like real world multi-domain mastery. So thank you guys for watching. Enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.